I have so much engine after this. If I can break through the rest of this, it should be fine. Let's go! Let's go! Yo, yo, yo. Ego Dre, but you can call me Dre, and today we're gonna go over something that I think is really, really important when climbing up to Plat, and I think is necessary when climbing up to Plat 1, and that is going to be the Drytron Mirror match. That's right, you heard that right, the Drytron Mirror match. If you are not playing Drytron, I think this will help you with your Drytron matchup in general. We're gonna be going over like one of my main replays from climbing up to Plat 1. It's basically just my plays compared to his plays, and like basically exactly what could happen. It's only like a 3 or 4 turn game, but we're gonna hyper analyze like basically everything that goes on and what the thought process is and what the best plays would have been for both sides, which is really, really important, I think. I did all of this on stream as well too. I stream, just so you guys know, I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning at ego_Dre, twitch.tv.com, ego_Dre. Go ahead and check it out over there. Hit me with a follow, hit me with a sub. If you like my channel, like it. If you like my video, if you like my video, if you like my video, like it. If you like the channel, subscribe to it. If you guys want to comment, I'm very, very active in the comments. I talk a lot in the comments. I like to respond a lot to the comments, especially if you have a lot of questions. Okay, so this video is going to be very fast paced and we're going to be going over a lot. I know a lot of you guys think I talk fast. I don't give a fuck. Yu-Gi-Oh's a fast game. There's a lot of time involved, so you better keep up, and if you can't keep up, then Yu-Gi-Oh's not the game for you, you know what I mean? So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I believe this was Plat 3 versus Plat 2, I think is what it was. I think that was Plat 3. So go ahead and looking at the starting hand already. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and look at this. I'm going second, I'm not going first, so it's my job to break his board, right? So depending on what he builds up, I don't know I'm playing against Drytron, but depending on what he builds up, I need to know what I have in my hand that will bait out negates, or that will bait out just anything in general, right? So looking at my going second hand, my hand is pretty gas. We have Zeta Ben 10, which already in itself is 2 negates that he's most likely gonna have to use if he doesn't want me to go off, right? If any of these 2 go off, then I'm gonna keep going, right? I have Gamma Zeta as well too, so Gamma Pitch Zeta, basically bring back Zeta. That's also its own thing by itself. I have Diviner the Herald, which obviously you can normal summon and then activate its effect. I can either pop something or I can search another Ben 10. These cards are all very, very important, obviously, right? The Max C is clearly the blowout card right here, especially going second. Like, you want to see this card, right? But just remember that like it's not just hand traps that you have going second, okay? Like all of these engine things right here, these are all things as well too, to make sure to bait out your opponent and try to exploit them as much as possible. Yu-Gi-Oh is a game about exploitation, okay? Their opponent makes a mistake, you exploit that. Okay, cool. So we'll see how it basically pans out. I have the Max C. I want to see if this will resolve against him. He activates Preparation of Rights. I already know he's going to add the Ben 10, and I already know he's on Drytron. If it wasn't in Drytron, then it was some trash deck that I was going to be. So he activates Preparation of Rights. He adds Ben 10. I'm like, okay, here we go. Activates Alpha, pitches the Ben 10. So looking at that, he already kind of doesn't have the best hand. I chain the Max C. This loses here to Gamma. It loses to Called by the Grave, and it loses to Ash. The only reason why you don't want to maxi here, like at least on the instant alpha, would be because you want to play around Gamma, so that way you can put like a monster on the board. But playing Drytron, like, you know, he's probably not going to be playing Gamma, so you just Ash the alpha instantly and hope he doesn't have the orange light. If he didn't, because if he had the orange light, then he would have just negated it. But even still, like, he would have -2 cards, or had to -2 cards, so you would have been in an okay spot. The Ash Blossom though is pretty gas here, so he only loses 1 card for my maxi. So cool 1-for-1. Basically, that ends up resolving. He negates the Max C. Alpha resolves. So summons the Alpha, adds Herald of Perfection. So I already know he doesn't have the best starter, right? Because Alpha sends Ben 10, doesn't have a way to get to Ritual Spell yet, and has to add Perfection off of the Alpha, which is fine. He gets his Ben 10 effect. I'm hoping he doesn't have Dawn here, right? He Ben 10s to add Diviner, which is kind of early. Clearly that tells me he doesn't have any more Drytrons. So he has no more Drytrons. He has to normal summon the Diviner to be able to get the effect off to make Beatrice to be able to get another Drytron in the grave. Otherwise, you would just add another Ben 10 if you had another Drytron to go off, right? Or you would find a way to special summon out the Ben 10 back before you do anything else, right? So he normal summons the Diviner. I'm assuming he's going to add either another Ben 10 or he's going to add Meteor. So he sends Arclight, adds Meteor. So that's how you know he doesn't have a Drytron. Activates the Meteor. I think he misplays here already. So already you can tell, right? Activate Meteor. Meteor, what am I tributing? He tributes the ritual monster from his hand. And I'm thinking, okay, as good as that sounds, and as tempting as that sounds, it's not the correct play. Why is it not the correct play? Because he has a Drytron on the field, and he has a Diviner on the field as well too, right? If he keeps the Meteor in hand and he tributes off the Drytron that's on the field instead, specials back the Beatrice or the Ben 10 to make Beatrice an overlay, he can dump Gamma, send either Ben 10 or send the card that's in his hand to summon back out the Alpha. That's why he gets his +1. And he would have been able to keep the Drytron that's on the field in his hand. Or in his hand right there. Basically the exact same thing. 100%. The exact same thing. And he would have been able to get the Meteor back off of the Gamma that he sends. Being able to send off that, right? Basically. Cool. So this basically already minuses him a card. I can already see the misplays that he's making. Activates the Meteor. Summons out the Ben 10. Overlays the 2 next to Beatrice. Beatrice effect to dump. Sends Gamma effect. See, he already has a Ben 10. Why get rid of the Meteor, right? So Gamma, now he gets the Gamma effect, but he doesn't get to resolve the full effect, right? So he doesn't get the full +1. Either way, Meteor targets. Adds back. Overlays the 2. Makes move Beta Fafnir. So this is the correct play. That's what I was thinking as well too. Definitely make move Beta Fafnir. Zeta pitch. Send Perfection. Now, the question here is now, right? If he had the Draconids in hand, and he already has Meteor, why are we sending Zeta when we can just send Delta, reveal like the ritual spell, or reveal whatever else you had in your hand, right? Oh no, yeah, he has Meteor added back to his hand. You can just reveal the Meteor, get a draw, get an actual +1 instead of adding Dawn here. And if he was planning on doing this to add Dawn, why is he pitching Perfection when he could have just pitched the Draconids that he had in his hand, been able to summon back the Ben 10, activate the Dawn of the Herald with the Ben 10 on the field, tribute the Ben 10, add back the Ben 10, and then Perfection effect, and then he'll get the full pluses. Like if he was gonna go for this play, like the Draconids, sending the Draconids was the biggest misplay in his life. For sure. Because now the Dawn is just dead in his hand. And I know that Dawn is in his hand as well too. So we know that his hand is Dawn, Orange Light, right? He activates. Hard special summons Perfection. Okay, so he has an Orange Light and a Dawn in his hand. He sends Zeta into Link Reba. And he passes on that. Now, as you can tell, going second, this isn't the strongest board, right? Because we already know he has his Orange Light. He never resolved Eva either. Remember that. That's really, really important here. So we're gonna continue. I drew Orange Light. That's a cracked draw right there. Very cracked draw. So I lead off instantly because I know that I need to get a negate out of him as fast as possible. So there's multiple ways that we can start this off, right? I have a Zeta in hand. I have Gamma in hand. I have Ben 10 in hand. I have Diviner the Herald in hand, right? I can go Zeta pitch Ben 10 and he has to negate, and then he has to negate the Ben 10 as well too, if he wants to stop me from all that. However, I don't want to risk losing my chance to get the ritual spell. I know that Zeta can still activate while it's in the grave. So I'm going to activate Gamma, sending Zeta first, right? To see how he reacts to it. He already misplayed. He let draw phase and standby phase go by without activating Beatrice effect. If he did Beatrice in the draw phase and the standby phase, he would have Eva'd. I wouldn't have had a chance to respond. I could have maybe orange lighted it, but let's be honest, I'm not gonna orange light Eva really. I could have had a chance to orange light it, right? But he could have just activated Eva, sent the Eva, banished the cards, and then added stuff, and then I would have had to play into 3 negates. Now because it's my main phase 1, he passes priority to me because it's my turn. I get the first play. I get the first move. I activate Gamma, so now he has to respond with either Perfection or with Beatrice. If he negates with Perfection, he's minus a card, and I have the chance to negate that with Orange Light. Because he only has 1 negate in his field, on his field. So he has to negate with Beatrice here. He has to activate Beatrice here and let the Gamma go through. He has to, because he doesn't have any cards. He doesn't have any negates. So because he has to send Beatrice to get his thing, my Gamma will resolve fully, 100%. And this is how I break the board fully. So let's see what I do. Beatrice sends Eva, Gamma effect resolves, switching back to Zeta that I just sent. Eva effect activates, banishes 2, adds Orange Light, adds Diviner. So I know he has 3 negates, okay? Let's deal with the 3 negates. I overlay these 2, I want to keep my whole board because I want to make my board main phase 2. So I'm going to go Lyrilisc. Lyrilisc, go straight into the battle phase. Let's go swinging. And Mr. Steel, your board is coming out here. Link into Downer Magician, or overlay Downer Magician. Downer Magician into Zeus. Boom, Zeus effect. Wipe the whole board. He negates. Okay, so I already know that there's a chain link. There's a huge chain link about to happen. I activate Zeus instantly. He chains to negate. He has to negate this. I can chain either Orange Light or I can chain Zeus, but it's all gonna end the same way. I end up chaining Zeus. He's gonna chain his own Perfection again, and then I'm gonna chain Orange Light, and he's gonna chain Perfection again. So we're just getting rid of all of the negates as much as possible. I chain Orange Light, and we hit a cool chain 6. Here goes Perfection. Boom, there goes the full thing. So Zeus did its job. Zeus got rid of 3 negates. All I needed to do. And all of this could have been avoided if he just evened first. And he could have just negated the Gamma. Either way, we still could have been played around things, but this is really, really important in the Drytron Mirror, right? So, okay, real quick. He's about to learn real fast what we can do to break a board with this deck. All we ever need is one Ben 10 and a Ritual Spell. That's all we ever need. Ben 10 and Ritual Spell. Zeta Ben 10 is full combo, 100%. Almost every single time. So I made sure to save my full combo at the end. And this is what you need in the mirror match to be able to make sure that you win, right? You want full negates, you want full control over the game, and you want to be able to be the person who has the last interaction. If you're the person who has the last interaction and you make it so he has no more interaction, because I know there's a dead Dawn of the Herald in the hand, if you make it so he doesn't have any more interactions and you're able to go off freely, then you basically won the game already in the Drytron Mirror match. And that's really, really important to remember in the Drytron Mirror. Make sure you're the person with the very, very last interaction, and you're the person who has basically the last say, is how it works. So I made sure that I did all of my stuff, got rid of all of my cards to make sure that he couldn't interact with me anymore, but I was able to follow up with the Zeta Ben 10. And now this is how we do the full combo. We tribute the Ben 10, add the Meteor Drytron, Ben 10 effect activates. Add Diviner of the Herald, normal summon Diviner of the Herald, and this is going to be a clinic on why Natasha is the most broken card in the game, or one of the most broken cards in the deck. Herald of the Arclight, add Ben 10, activate Meteo. Meteo effect tributes the Zeta from the field, so this is what he should have done earlier. Stress summons out Ben 10, overlay for the Beatrice. Now this is weird, right? Because I don't have Gamma anymore, but I still have Alpha. So Beatrice is going to activate, dump the Alpha. Alpha effect is going to pitch the Ben 10. Alpha is going to summon itself, add Ben 10, and then Alpha Ben 10. We're going to add the Meteo. Now this is really important here because this Drytron is going to have only 1,000 attack because Meteo itself needs to add itself back and put this down to 1,000. Thank God Natasha's 1,000. So we're going to go ahead and Meteo. Target Alpha, activate the Meteo. It's going to tribute the Alpha off. Summon out the Natasha so that way it's properly summoned. We can activate its effect. Now we're going to go ahead and activate Natasha effect again. Link those two away. Make an happy Masquerena. And now look at the Ben 10s that I have in my grave. I have 2 Ben 10s in the grave ready. Banishing 1. Natasha, give me that Perfection. Natasha effect again. Link away 3. Now the issue here was I didn't want to I honestly didn't want to have to ditch the Ben 10 because I didn't want to have no cards in my hand, or at least for the follow-up. But I already knew because this is a dead Dawn the Herald and he doesn't really have any more follow-up. If I can put up Appaloosa negates, I can make it so he doesn't have any plays next turn, basically. So I make Nightmare Unicorn. I basically use it to spin back the Beatrice. I don't want to spin back the Mu Beta Fafnir because I don't want this to be an option for him again. So I'm going to spin back the Beatrice because it's a little safer. Going to go ahead and activate Nightmare Unicorn. Pitch, spin back Beatrice, Natasha effect again. We're going to banish another Ben 10. We're going to take the Mu Beta Fafnir. And now this is where I misplayed. Thinking back on it, I should have maybe made a 4 material Appaloosa, because since Nightmare Unicorn's a 3, a link 3, I can either make a 2 or a 4 with my entire board. If I made a 4, then I could negate more of the stuff that he could have drawn into. I don't think there's any like one card that he can draw into that's more than 1 effect, because even if he rips Ben 10 off the top here, like it's not more than 1 effect. right? So 2 Appaloosa is more than enough. But honestly, in hindsight, like if you had like 1 more card in hand, or if I didn't know that this was Dawn of the Herald, this could have been like another Ben 10, or this could have been like a preparation of rights or something like that. Then I could have easily lost here if I only put up the 2 negates, because it might not have been enough, because Zeta Ben 10 is already two things that I have to stop, or Drytron Ben 10 is already 2 things that I have to stop. So that would have burned out my entire Appaloosa, and then his last card wouldn't have been able to play with. So I should have maybe like made a link 4. That's the only main thing that I could think of that was a misplay. Other than that, like the rest of this was pretty good. Like I'll have the follow up afterwards for sure, because I leave a ritual monster on the board. So I basically in the Tasha game. It goes back to him. His board's broken. His main mons are gone. He only has Dawn of the Herald in hand. He has 1 card that he drew. Even if it's Ben 10, I'm negating Zeta Ben 10. I think we're in a good spot. Sure enough, activates Prep Rights. This is actually a really good top deck, because not only does he get the Prep Rights, but he also gets the ritual spell back. If this Dawn of the Herald, right? Well, if this Dawn of the Herald was the Drytron, oh my god, dude, I lost. There's no way I'm winning, right? That exact thing came up. Like if this was like a Link 4 Appaloosa, then I would have been able to negate the other Drytron that happens. It's important to analyze these things, even though it doesn't seem like the most important thing in the world, because this is very obviously the end of the game. You want to always think about what you could possibly lose to here, right? So I negate the Drytron, I negate the Ben 10. All he has is 2 ritual spells in hand. All he can really do is swing with the Link Rebo now. He has nothing else going for him. Kills the Appaloosa, passes it back to me. I have ritual monster on the field. I have a full graveyard. He's for sure dying next turn. I'm speeding it up. I'm activating Separate Emergency. I'm adding Alpha. I'm activating Meteo, adding back my Beta Fafnir, and he's scooping it up. So that's basically the Drytron Mirror in a nutshell. Very can be very intricate, but what's important is that you guys are thinking ahead and you guys are reanalyzing what you've done before, right? In the past, what mistakes were made while you were playing yourself. Not even if you win, what could you have lost to? Like what could have swung it the other way? Because there's very tiny things that can always swing it the other way. And this is all goes with knowledge and all goes with experience with playing the deck, mainly. Cool. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Remember, I stream on twitch.tv/ego_Dre every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I talk about this stuff with all my followers and all my all the people who view. And basically, I do replay analysis of your guys' games as well too. So if you guys want to send in your replays as well, send them in. We can talk about whatever goes on within your games as well. Yeah, other than that, if you like the video, like it. If you like my channel, subscribe to it. Ego Dre, out of here. Later, guys. I have so much engine after this. If I can break through the rest of this, it should be fine. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, bitch! It's fucking over. It's literally over. You lost. There's no way you win. Oh my, I'm so cracked. I'm so cracked. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. Give me this. Let's play a little faster. What a rip. Thank God. Oh my goodness. What an actual rip. Oh, I should have gotten Dilsa. Oh, whatever. Effect Meteo. Target this guy. Let's go. Try to play me in the mirror. What do you think this is? What do you think this is?